As 2025 is nearing its end, I've been doing a lot of reflection on what I've learned this year. And it's interesting because my very first journal entry, 1/1/2025, it just said destruction with a couple question marks. And really, that's been the theme for me this year. And it makes sense because, it's a 9 year, and as far as numerology goes, 9 is completion or endings. And it's also the year of the snake, which is shedding skin, So when it comes to destruction, I was so resistant towards it. My first journal entry, I couldn't even write anything. Just like I didn't like it. I remember it was around that time too, around New Year's, that I was watching Cat Noir, and that show is like all about creation and destruction, and I could feel the resistance towards the importance of destruction. Like, I still am working with it, y'all. And so then, like a couple days into the new year, I was walking my dog and he saw something and went running, and I decided to hold on for dear life, and I ended up like bruising some ribs. And that was a lesson in letting go, which goes hand in hand with destruction. And as I reflect on my life, my tendencies, letting go is not one that I'm fond of, not one that I'm really good at. I don't like saying goodbye. I prefer see you later. I don't like to leave places if I'm having fun, you gotta pull me out of there. So these are some of the lessons that came along with destruction, and it's really about detachment and letting go. And the foundation of this really is life is it's always changing. Nothing stays forever. It's impermeable. And that can be, you can take that two ways, trying to control it to make it stay the same, or being in fear that whenever you're enjoying something, it's going to go away, the other shoe's going to drop or whatever. So that's the way that I was taking it, and I think that that's the way that a lot of people take it. But if you can switch that from oh, it's going to end, and being sad about it, which you can be sad about it because sometimes it's freaking sad, but just to enjoying it while it's here. Because really, at the end of the day, all we have is each moment. That's the present moment. That's where everything is. And if you're worrying about what it's going to be 5 minutes from now, it's taking away from your enjoyment of the moment. So learning to let go. Letting go is easy. Pretend you have a marker in your hand and you want to let it go. All you have to do is decide that you want to let it go, open your hand, and it falls right out. So whenever it becomes difficult to let something go, it's not the letting go that's difficult. It's the story that's playing that makes it difficult. So let's say that same marker, Let's say that there's a story in your head that if you drop it, it's going to explode. That would make it more difficult for you to let it go. Or maybe it was the only thing your great-great-grandfather left to you was this marker. It might be more difficult to let it go. So when we're having an issue with letting things go. It's because that there is some attachment to the thing that you're trying to let go of. So, like, I don't even know. Like letting go of somebody that you love. Maybe they make you feel safe. Maybe the only way you think you're going to be safe in life is if you have this person, you know? And that story is what is holding you back from being able to let go, from being able to let the destruction happen. It's I've been thinking about this video for like 2 weeks now, and it's still, like, I'm not there. I don't love destruction. But I can see the purpose in it. I can see the value in it. I can even see how I still need to work on my letting go skills and being okay with destruction skills. But I mean, really, it's just an acceptance that life is happening. Things are coming, things are going. Every second, our cells in our own bodies are being destroyed and recreated, you know? It's like there is no permanence to anything. So instead of resisting that and learning to accept it and just trying to find the beauty wherever you are, wherever it may be, until you're somewhere else, and then doing the same thing there, you know? That's really the key here, is to enjoy each moment. String together moments of joy. And if you can string together so many moments of joy, then eventually that's your life. But if we're resistant to destruction, we're resistant to change and the impermanence of life, then we're constantly trying to control everything, to keep everything the way that we feel safe and familiar. And that leads you to overthinking. It leads you to anxiety because you're constantly thinking about the future. So, it sounds easy. And then, you know, something changes and you're like, But just learning to ebb with the flows and flow with the ebbs. Ebbing with the flows, you know. Yeah. Bye.